Alright, welcome to another video on this YouTube channel about Overwatch retail video. This retail video, I originally cut it and actually reviewed and actually kinda wrote a script to be precise, but I actually made this video over 62 minutes long. And PlayStation and the program that I kinda cut the video with is called Chef Factory, and this Chef Factory program does only allow me to speak on a video for around 59 rounded minutes. So the 62 minutes were actually like kind of multiple video clips completed together and with me talking like for 60 minutes straight. I talked a bit too much about certain things. I talked a bit too less about certain things. So this forward actually is just informing you guys that this video is one of 2 or 3 videos maybe that I will upload until Wednesday. Like when Overwatch, the new like remastered game launches, all 3 videos should be up on Wednesday. Like yeah, like the first video launches today, the other video hopefully tomorrow. And like the last video hopefully on Wednesday if the cycle is complete. Okay. What am I talking about in this video? Well, I'm gonna talk again about the Doomfist Vendetta cinematic. I'm gonna just explain a little bit why we got so less information about Doomfist and about the lore in Overwatch specifically. As like the main focus point, I don't talk much about Vendetta. I will also talk about maybe some lore aspects that are kind of explaining how things went inside the cinematic as far as we are concerned, and lore ties that actually reach a bit into the past, and some things that I'm speculating on about, like certain things that you will hear in this video. But without further ado, bear with me if you guys want to. If not, that is okay. I can't force anybody to watch this or to stick with me if you don't want to. I love video games. I watched many movies and shows in recent like years. I'm 28 years old in real life, by the way. I watched shows just like Navy CIS, Navy CSAA, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Vampire Diaries, the spin-off, the originals, Legend of the Seeker, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, as well as like other shows and movies like the Bourne franchise, like the Marvel movies until Endgame. I also watched like the 2 animated shows about the Avengers and the Avengers Earth Mightiest Defenders. As well as like Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Legend of Korra, She-Ra, for example, too. Like many shows and movies. Naruto Shippuden, for example, I watched it like all of these shows and movies. I watched them like 20, 30 times. Star Wars, The Clone Wars, I forgot to talk, yeah, by the way, too. All of them 20, 30 times, basically watched and rewatched them all, and still do tomorrow sometimes when I'm bored of gaming or are kind of exhausted out of certain lobbies in Overwatch, or if Destiny 2 is kind of dead and I don't find raids to play or dungeons to play with people. So to say, where my perspective comes from and where my kind of attention lies on, because I know what I speak about when I speak about character development and storytelling. I mean, even Samito, who actually also made a video where he, and I quote him, said that Doomfist not only got nerfed in game, but also in a cutscene. So without further ado, I thank you guys very much for sticking with me in this video. You will see, and I quickly finish this, you will see multiple story cutscenes from the game that I just bring into a loop over and over again a bit, and some gameplay from Suravasa, if I have correctly in my memory, while I talk. I hope you guys enjoy. If not, leave a comment down below and say what you don't like. If I have anything wrong lore-wise or anything is to your error, because I commented on certain YouTube videos and YouTubers that they are certainly wrong about certain stuff, please let me know down in the comments. And without further ado, Welcome to maybe one of three videos on this channel where I kinda inform you guys about certain stuff that I mentioned earlier, and let's go! Alright, the year is 2019. Overwatch launches its kinda cinematic about the future of Overwatch and announces Overwatch 2. With plenty of PvE missions, plenty of abilities to level certain heroes individually, and kinda adding new heroes to the game. And evolve, of course, the Overwatch lore, which has been on ice for like many years at this point. Overwatch 2 originally launched in 2016, so like 3 years ago, or like if you view it from the 2019 perspective, 3 years ago. In these 3 years, many heroes have been released into the game. Some things have changed, some heroes got nerfed, some heroes got buffed, some modes got added, some metas got shifted, some things got kind of restricted, some things got enabled, some things got disabled. And to go on a larger picture right now, to draw what I actually told these people, I draw a larger image right now. And let's start with the cutscene of Doomfist and Vendetta. Many people have said under my video, like in their own YouTube videos and in their own YouTube shorts, that Doomfist has been nerfed and that Doomfist deserves it, and that Doomfist is an literally overrated character in the lore of Overwatch, and is kinda actually just doing an L take right now and actually gets out of the way because he was, and I quote, useless. Okay. First things first. We don't know at which age Doomfist got into Talon. We don't know that. All we know in the Overwatch lore is that Doomfist got trained and raised as a warrior by the fifth Doomfist in order, which was called Adeyemi. I don't know his full name. I didn't write it down basically. I just know that this guy was called Adeyemi. Doomfist in game, like our Akande, our black guy in the game, Akande Ogundimu, is the sixth Doomfist in order. So that means that 5 people were the title before our Doomfist in game. Which is also like a point that I want to talk about, but maybe not in this video. This is maybe something for a different video about Talon and stuff like that, because we have also a lot about talked about Talon. Because there is a lot of issues and a lot about holes in the carpet basically that needs to be woven, so we have a complete carpet again that people can follow and view, so to say. But all we know is that Doomfist again got trained by Adeyemi and later defeated him. We know from certain images from the game that Adeyemi wore a Doomfist gauntlet on his left arm, and that our Doomfist, our Akande Ogundimu, defeated and killed this guy while he himself, didn't even had a gauntlet of his own. Okay? So at that point, he didn't even had an own Doomfist gauntlet when he was fighting Adeyemi. So that he actually took someone out that had a gauntlet, like the Doomfist gauntlet that we know in the game, that can tear skyscrapers apart, and is a weapon of mass destruction, like that is what is actually written inside the lore itself. He defeated someone that was having this gun while he didn't had it himself. So there are big props to Doomfist already, like to our Akande guy basically. Big props to him. The other time he fought 3 people from the rebranded Overwatch. He fought Genji, Tracer, and Winston. He dismantles Genji in maybe 1 minute of fight. We don't see the full fight, we don't see how they encountered him, how they actually kinda attacked him. And by the way, just a short thing before we go into the Genji, Tracer, and Winston fight. There was, by the way, a cinematic or a kind of image of Doomfist standing in a Numbani train station, where we actually start on the Numbani map, by the way, on the hybrid map, where Doomfist stands above these OR-14 units, like the Orisa units. I literally call them just Orisa units, okay? Just like so you guys can bear with me. Like where he stood in front of these Orisa units, which were, I think like 10 maybe, 10, like they literally were laying in the spawn room before the round in Overwatch 1 started. So somewhere in the internet, maybe there's still the image that I talk about right now, where he stands above these like defeated like robots or guards or Risa units. That like literally he defeated 10 of these robots on his own without any help. And then afterwards, like literally maybe a couple minutes later, he got tracked down by Overwatch and they tried to capture him and imprison him. Then he fights against Genji, Winston, and Tracer and defeats Winston for a short amount of time, but he defeats all of them in maybe 2 minutes of time. Okay, so far so good? Yeah? Okay, let's continue. Winston then sees how like Doomfist gets the chronal accelerator of Tracer and kind of lets her zap away in time, so it's like she's dead basically. Like she isn't dead, but just like metaphorically, she kind of like dies there. So Winston loses his mind, goes primal rage form, and starts actually beating or like attempting to beating the shit out of Doomfist. And Doomfist actually realized that Winston is maybe stronger, but he still is like, okay, I just beat these robots before. Let's go. I want to see how strong this guy is. Because he's a warrior. And warriors respect other warriors and they go into combat and to see who is stronger. So he fights Winston and we all know how that ended. He lost. He ends in prison again. So he gets out of prison. He gets his gauntlet back at a certain point. He actually kills some people that were in the Talon Council to reclaim his seat in the Council of Talon. He has still his former associates that are actually behind him, like Maximilian, Widowmaker, Sombra, and even Reaper. By the way, we don't really know if Reaper is not only like a guy that Doomfist has sent somewhere to actually spread chaos. I think as well that like Doomfist even knows and Reaper even knows that they both respect each other highly and that they both can rely on each other's strength if they really need it. So that's maybe one of the points why Reaper has left Talon, to maybe find Akande and maybe help him and like stick together with him and kind of take revenge on Talon and maybe to destroy it or like to rebuild it in their image again. Who knows? But to go back to like a certain point, Akande kills these people, reclaims the seat in Talon, and is like straight heading back to a certain point, like because we see him with the formal skin, how he's attending in the casino, and later we see him talking to Ramatra. And right now we are at the point of the 2019, or like of the cinematic in Overwatch 1, where he meets with Ramatra and he says, and I quote, your visions and blah 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 are noble but doomed to fail. With Talon's resources that might change. And then Ramatra responds saying, you have my attention. So what Doomfist actually implemented, and that's what people say that he has been inactive for 8 years, which I also will dismantle in just a few moments. That is the point where we actually have some errors, where we actually have some things that we need to talk about basically. Because we know then that Doomfist gave authority for Talon to give resources to Null Sector to kind of strengthen them to do what Doomfist wants to, which is starting a war between Omnics and humans again. So he actually thinks what will happen, that humanity will come out strengthened out of this conflict, and that is what Doomfist wants. So he wants Ramatra to start a war. He doesn't want Talon to be involved in this war. He doesn't want that Talon is on the radar of the world so they can do stuff in private while the world is at war, basically. This is something that Talon, like that even like Blizzard maybe hasn't actually fully explained, by the way. We don't even know what Doomfist's long-term goal is with Talon, because again, this is something that Blizzard and I will explain this as well in a few moments, so just bear with me. That is something that Blizzard also hasn't actually explained to us, while or like why Doomfist is doing what he's doing, or like what his actually like future goals are if the war is over or if the war has started. This is something that Blizzard hasn't gave us information on and hasn't explained further. We just know that he actually wants this war, that he has helped Ramatra with getting the resources that he needs to build an army and to actually start the war upon humanity. And this is the point that we are when Overwatch 2 started. So to go back into our real life world, because I promised some people I will draw like a larger picture and show you guys how wrong you guys are. Okay? So let's take the quote again, that Doomfist has been inactive for 8 years. I want you guys right now to ask yourself, like literally, just go deep looking into you guys right now and just ask yourself the one question. Whose fault is it that Doomfist was inactive lore-wise? Whose fault is it? The answer is simple. It's Blizzard's. It's Blizzard's fucking fault that Doomfist is inactive. Okay? Like literally, it is Blizzard's entire fault. And why? Because around COVID and a little bit later after COVID kinda got like shorted off, Blizzard was under heavy fire, under heavy pressure by the California Department of Justice, or like the institution of, like, I don't know what this thing is called in America, by the way, because I am from Germany. In Germany, this thing would be called by Gerichtshof. Yeah, by Gerichtshof, like the jurisdiction, the judgment case, like, I don't know. The thing in California found out and got whistleblowed that a Blizzard is literally things getting out of hand, sexual harassments against female employees. Male employees are drinking alcohol and playing Call of Duty the whole day. They have an entire room that is dedicated to Bill Cosby, the guy that raped women and kind of beat the shit out of women, so to say. They literally gave Blizzard gift cards to like Twitch streamer girls and to Twitch, to girls that were attending business and that were like just meeting developers at the BlizzCon. They gave Blizzard gift cards to these girls to have sex with male employees. Okay? So this is the point that we are right now. You can read all the shit in the internet. It is out there. Go look what Blizzard has been done in the last years with all these lawsuits, harassment suit cases, the suicide of a former employee girl that got killed, or like that took her own life because the supervisor of her and other males had nude photos of her going around the company. So that is why Blizzard was unable to deliver further lore about Doomfist. And the other point that I will talk a bit just bear with me a couple more seconds and I explain more. Blizzard was, after all these allegations and after all these accusations, in actually damage control mode. They fired a lot of people, they shifted a lot about their infrastructure, about the common structure. Many people left the company because this was kind of disgusting and this was not a workplace some people could literally stay on. And maybe this is also the case while lots of the PvE stuff literally got scrapped. And while also like certain Diablo features and certain like Diablo and Warcraft stuff didn't got actually published or was kind of delayed or not even developed. Like, this is just, again, for the people that have like made all these shorts, by the way, this is the information that you guys are lacking. This is the information that you guys are missing. This stuff that happened at Blizzard, that shifted all of the stuff where people left the company, got laid off, kicked out, and the whole company shifted from the inside to the outside, basically, when Bobby Kotick left as well. All this stuff, even with like the uncutting from Activision, so to say, like when they got free again, when it's not Activision Blizzard, but Blizzard Entertainment again. Like, all this stuff that happened was one of the reasons, and maybe even the biggest reasons, why many games didn't receive updates, wanted stuff that should be in the game. Maybe the PvE stuff from Overwatch, and also the missing lore, or not even the delivered lore, about certain characters, many heroes in the game, like Lucio back in the day in Overwatch 1, where we literally had no cinematic as far as I've searched on Google. This is the reason why Doomfist was doing nothing for 8 years. The other reason is because And again, bear with me right now. I'm gonna go back to my PC because I have it right here right now, the image. Overwatch 2 was releasing the following heroes in order, and with every hero they sort of released like a kind of cinematic, so to say, and kind of like information what these heroes are, what they're doing, where they come from, and what their motives are. The following heroes are Sojourn, Junker Queen, Kiriko, Ramatra, Lifeweaver, Illari, Mauga, Venture, Juno, Hazard, Freya, Wuyang, and of course right now Vendetta. And of course the other 5 heroes that are launching tomorrow, basically. So this is the information that we have right now, alright? You guys are with me right now, okay? So also, since these like 12 heroes have been released, this is the reason why they have not done much basically with all the heroes in like the game, and why they have not doing much with Doomfist in the game, basically, okay? This is so right now you guys maybe have an understanding why yeah, again, while we don't have this kind of information what Doomfist was doing, or what Doomfist was actually like, yeah, again, doing, or has been up to, or what his plans was, or what like the whole talent movement did while this was all happening, okay? So this is the information that you guys are lacking and missing, alright? This took me a while right now. I maybe will stop here on the screen right now and cut the next video, okay? Because this is kind of wild. I need to be honest right now. This is kind of wild. If you guys have questions under my YouTube video, feel free to ask them, and I try to yeah, make a new video, or like the next video as fast as possible. And on that bombshell, thank guys for the attention. If you guys have again, if you guys have some difficulties, some errors that you guys have maybe seen, something that maybe was wrong in your eyes, just comment down below. I'll be very appreciating it. And with that thing, I'm out, boys, for now. Because yeah, there's some stuff that I still want to talk about in different videos, and again, like maybe 2 or 3 videos in total. Maybe 3 videos, because the next topic alone is also a topic video that I actually could talk about like just in 20 minutes, as in this video right now. Again, thank you guys very much for watching. I'm out, and I hope you see you guys in the next one. Comment down below if something is not to your liking, or if anything you guys want to debate, and I see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Bye bye.